Hey everyone, another day, another match review, another day of saying pretty much the same stuff that we've already said. How disappointing is this? Another top 6 team who we just cannot seem to put a performance in against. And I said before I went to the game, if you see my other vlog of like the day itself, I said as I was walking to the minibus that I wasn't confident, and to be fair, I was right not to be confident. You know, Liverpool are a bit of a hoodoo club for us. We do tend to never turn it on and get a result against them, but you always live in hope, don't you, that something will change. But sadly yesterday it wasn't to be yet again, and sadly the same things will be said. Eric Dier, what are you doing? What are you doing to put that game to that extent and mean that we were at an uphill battle? I mean, I don't know what's going through his head at that point, and this is the trouble that lets Eric down every time. Undoubtedly under Antonio Conte he has made big improvements in his game, and he has been consistent, and there's been games where he's played fairly well, but you just know that if someone's going to make a mistake, he's going to make that sort of mistake. And when you make that sort of mistake against a team that's got really good attacking players, they're going to punish you, and so we end up with another really disappointing result, especially when the other teams around us are having poor results themselves. So a real opportunity for us to take advantage. Now clearly we all wanted Chelsea and Arsenal to draw, you know, ideally with a couple of injuries that put key players out for the rest of the season, giving us a chance. But anyway, that wasn't to be. But the benefit out of that Arsenal win was the fact that it kept Chelsea at bay. It only keeps Chelsea at bay if we win our game. Man United go to Aston Villa, poor Aston Villa side, and get turned over. And then here we are. And I know I say it a lot, that any team can beat any team in the Premier League. That's why they're in the Premier League. But it's really disappointing when you just don't put in the performance that you need. You just don't start a game until the second half, and I don't know why that is. It makes absolutely no sense. And I don't think it's tactics. I don't think Conte goes out to just defend deep. He said it himself, you know, we can't just keep defending, we have to attack. And yet here we are, seeing the same thing every time, and it's only when we're right up against it and right towards the end of a game that we actually get ourselves involved in trying to do something about it. So yeah, it was a really disappointing day in terms of the football. Me personally, I had a great day. It was a 14-hour day out for us, and if you see my other vlog, as I just said, that sort of shows the day, how it unfolded for me going to the game. So I had a nice time, you know, met up with friends, had a sing-song, had a laugh, had a few beers, which I probably shouldn't be doing as has already been pointed out to me. But that's what it's all about. It's not just about the 90 minutes. But that 90 minutes can just really shape how you feel for the rest of the week until the next game. Because we had this really good opportunity playing a Liverpool side that aren't playing particularly well, that have got lots of injuries, and we just didn't take advantage of it. Now there was some poor refereeing in that game. There are a couple of opportunities that quite frankly could have been penalties that weren't given. And when VAR looks at it and they don't give the decision either, it just makes you wonder, you know, where's the consistency ever going to come? Because you see the Man City game, a player gets sent off for exactly the same kind of challenge that Trent did. But I don't know. I've never been an advocate of VAR anyway. Not that I think there's anything wrong with the actual system. I think the idea behind it is sound. The problem you've got is that you're still then asking individuals to have a look at it, and different individuals with different views of the rules, different views of the game, and then you might as well then just sit with the referee, the referee's decision. But what can you say? So I don't know. Yeah, very disappointing day, very disappointing result. But we move on again to the game on Tuesday and see if we can get through to the next round at a cup and try and stay. If we win against Leeds, and try and stay into the the top four to see us through till excuse me, the new year. Then hopefully that'll be okay. But again, Leeds got a great result against Bournemouth, coming from 3-1 down to win 4-3. So that's not going to be an easy game either. But there you go. I don't think any game is going to be. I think the other point I wanted to just pick up on, which I thought was quite interesting, having just recently come back from Marseille, as you know. I think interesting how oh, I'm really sorry about that. Isn't it really interesting how other countries seem to have this ability to allow their fans to celebrate and enjoy the game and so on, with banners and tifos and flags and flares and fireworks and all the rest of it. And yet here we are in the UK, not even allowed to have a bottle cap on your bottle of Coke in case you throw it. Spoiler alert, you can still throw a bottle of Coke without a lid on. Just means a few more people are going to get wet. But it just seems crazy to me. I was actually watching the MLS Cup on the TV, and even there in the States, where they haven't got a great football following or football heritage even, they've kind of taken up the ultras mantra and flags and flares and standing and bouncing and stuff like that, and it's really interesting to see it. I'm the flag bearer for South Dorset Spurs, so I take the flag up to White Hart Lane and usually hang it up and display it in the South Stand. But recently we were told that the flag had to be on the list, and I'm like, what list? Yeah, your flag has to be on the list of approved flags to hang. And to be fair, there's not a lot of places where you can hang a flag anyway. As an official supporters club, you would have thought that an official supporters club flag would be allowed. But no, not unless you fill in a form, send it off, take photos of the fire regulations and all the rest of it. I mean, it's just killing football, isn't it? It's just taking the soul out of it. With VAR taking 4 minutes to come to a decision, it won't be long before fans won't even bother to celebrate a goal, or the players won't be bothered to celebrate a goal. You'll just kind of go, okay, we'll wait. What's the decision, ref? Was it a goal? Did I actually score? Yeah? Oh, good, okay. Let's move on then. Because the moment will have gone. The moment where you're waving a shirt around your head and getting booked for it, stupid rule as well, or diving into the crowd, or knee sliding, whatever it might be. You can't do that. Can't do that for 10 minutes until they've made a decision of whether they're going to let you have it or not. And again, that will just depend on what fourth official is sitting in the VAR room somewhere having a look at it. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit down in the dumps with football at the moment. After the highs of Marseille, to the downs, to the lows of Tottenham versus Liverpool. Yeah. But listen, it's the way it is, isn't it? Like I said, it's all about the day, not the 90 minutes. So I look forward to that for small mercies, and just hope that Antonio Conte gets some opportunity to strengthen this squad, because clearly we are screaming out for it. Great to see Kulusevski come back, and within a minute of coming on gets an assist for Harry Kane to give us some sort of level of hope. Ultimately it wasn't to be. Perisic hit the woodwork a couple of times, which again gave us that hope, but it wasn't by any stretch an easy watch, not at all. Very frustrating. I think I was probably moaning a lot as well, which I don't like to do, but you just feel it, don't you? You just feel it. There's nothing else in the world like being invested into a football team, especially when that football team doesn't produce as well as we want it to. No one can accuse us of being glory hunters, that's for sure, because it's been a lot of years since we've seen any glory, along with a lot of other clubs, might I add. But there you go. So not a particularly good review of the game, I'm afraid, because I just feel like I'm repeating myself constantly, saying the same things, pointing out the same problems. So just a little bit disappointed, a little bit down in the dumps over it. But as my wife says, it's only a game. Get over it. Don't be a big tart. Bless her. Anyway, I'll leave it there. And we go on to the next one. And we keep the faith as always, because what else are you going to do? We love our club. We're stuck with it for life. Up the Spurs.